More good times and great songs
across the Lower Wolf Valley.
This is Tempo FM.
Good times, great songs.
This is Tempo FM.
And you are here with Rebecca for something a little different. For the next hour, I am going to be talking about Bonfire Night and fireworks and, of course, what started it all. So I think to get kicking, we should kick on Katy Perry with Firework. And that was Katy Perry with Firework, kicking off the hour where we are talking about Bonfire Night. So I've got some little sciencey facts for you here. Did you know the colours inside fireworks are made from metal salts? And I'm going to tell you them now. So for red, you need some strontium carbonate. Strontium carbonate is also used, well, the atoms of which were used to make the world's most accurate atomic clock. Well, I bet you didn't know that. Don't think it glows red, though. So if you want orange fireworks, you need calcium chloride, and everyone knows what calcium's for. It's for de-icing, and it's also good for strong bones. If you want yellow fireworks, you need some sodium nitrate, also used in street lights in its vapour form to give that warm yellow glow. And if you want green, you need some barium salts, or barium nitrate, which is also used in glass making, in paint, and it's used in making rubber.
Take it to the floor. You already gave me the green light, baby. Green light tonight.
And that was Roll Deep with Green Light. Now for the next colours that you get in fireworks, here is what causes them. So if you wanted blue fireworks, blue, nice, sparkly, twinkly stars in the sky, you would need to use copper or copper salts. You wouldn't have thought that really, because copper is an orange colour, and even when it goes rusty, it actually goes green. But never mind, it's copper. Obviously, we all know it's used in cabling, plumbing, cookware, and all sorts of different applications. And then if you want purple, all you have to do is combine the red and blue salts together. So strontium carbonate and copper salts you combine. And then if you want a bright white silver, you need magnesium and aluminium salts, which are also used in flares. They're also used on sparklers, which top tip if you have little ones, or even if you have limited grip in your hands and you want to join in with the sparklers. Obviously they're long and thin. Top tip, put it in a carrot. It will, for a start, make it further away, and it will make it much easier to hold. And finally, for those lovely white fireworks, again, it needs magnesium and aluminium, both of which burn in a bright white light, as you might remember from high school if you were ever in those chemistry lessons. But you also need titanium, which is used in many applications, including in aircraft, because it is a strong, lightweight and temperature-resistant material. Here's David Guetta with Sia and Titanium.
Feel good songs all day long. This is Tempo FM.
And you are here listening to Rebecca with something a little bit different for the next, about 41 minutes now. Okay, so we're talking about fireworks and Bonfire Night. Obviously, some of us have already been to see some firework displays. Unfortunately, some have been cancelled due to poor ground conditions. If you can't stand a firework up straight, you can't stand it up at all, unfortunately. It might just fall over in the mud and shoot off in completely the wrong direction. But that's why we entrust ourselves to some professionals who know exactly what they are doing, and we go to these organised displays. They have all the safety requirements, they have the space, as they're often on very large areas of land, and they just know what they're doing. I mean, I like to refer to them as rocket men and women.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
And that was Elton John with Rocket Man. Obviously, I was talking about the organised events, some of which I will hopefully have time to cover later. Obviously, this is only my second time live on a show, and I'm still getting used to doing a couple of things, I'll admit. Right, so we were talking about how they obviously set off fireworks, and they set it up. You can't set it off, you can't stand them on boggy or muddy ground, because obviously it might then fall over and it might tilt into the crowd, it might shoot the wrong way, shoot through a window. It could do all sorts of terrible damage and can be very, very unsafe. But if you do happen to have a secure platform or a secure bit of ground for it to stand on, you then need to locate the fuse, okay? So you locate the fuse. I'm going somewhere with this. You locate the fuse, and you've got to light it. Now, you've got to light it up, and then you've got to stand well back, okay? Even if it hasn't gone off after a minute, you still need to wait, just in case there's something going on in there with the fuse, because so often people get impatient. They go straight back up to a firework, and that's when it sort of explodes and makes them jump. I don't often hear of people getting injured doing that, because I think we're all pretty savvy now, and most people tend to go to organised events. So yeah, you got to locate the fuse, ODG, with Major Lazer and Nyla, and light it up. Remix. And that was Light It Up. It was actually a remix with Fuse, ODG, Major Lazer and Nyla. Do you see what I did there? Fuses and lighting it up? Yeah, no? Okay, that's fine. So, talking about fireworks displays, once you have found the fuse, and once you've set it up, found the fuse, lit it up, obviously, if it's not too wet, it will go off and it will make quite a loud noise. Lots of them make whirring noises and whistling. Some go boom and some go bang. And here is will.i.am with Bang.
Good times, great songs. This is Tempo FM.
Yeah, that's right. This is 107.4 Tempo FM, coming from the heart of Wetherby. If you want to have a listen, obviously in the car, or if you've just got home, you can find us on our website, www.tempofm.co.uk. Feel free to email in as well, studio@tempofm.co.uk. I'd love to know who's listening. Or you can text. So send text to 82228, starting the message with the word tempo followed by space. Standard networks apply. So we are talking about fireworks and bonfire night here with Rebecca with something a little bit different. Now, we've just gone over how to set them off and the noises they make. Obviously, the noises can be quite scary nowadays. Best to keep inside. I always, like, in our family, we have cats. We've always had cats. When we first start hearing fireworks, we immediately all go and find where they all are. Generally, they're asleep. Then one of them in particular is quite elderly now, and he'll just sleep through anything. It's amazing. The other one's a little bit more nervous, but, you know, give them a good cuddle and they just completely forget what's going on. Right. So, obviously, once you have set off the fireworks and you've got the bang, you also get the sparks, the lights, the twinkles in the sky that come with it. But did you know that the different shapes that they might make actually all have different names? So, the one which generally they are for the massive rockets, the ones that are for the big finale, one rocket shoots up, explodes, and it sparks in all directions. That one's called a spider formation. And then you can get a cross-set formation, which is one where it goes up, does the same thing, but each of the little bits that come off also then explode a second time into 4 little bits. So that's like a sort of, it goes up, it goes bang, and then it goes pop, 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 as the next sort of layer explode. And then another one is the horsetail. Don't worry, I'm not going to name them all. There's like 50 of them. The next one's a horsetail, which goes up. And if you picture a horsetail, it obviously goes up. And then the fireworks, it sort of pops at the top or bangs at the top. And it all sort of showers down in one direction, just like a horsetail. And the last one I'm going to mention, which I think is my mum's favourite, is a willow, which goes up. And then it all sort of, obviously it explodes and it tends to be white fireworks that do this. It goes up and over sort of quickly and then droops down like a weeping willow tree. Very pretty. So that is all the sparks. And I hope you might be able to look out for some of these shapes. In particular, the spider is always the big finale right at the end, where you get the most number of very big rockets going off, and you know when it's the end because it all goes off at once. So yeah, enjoy. Here's Cover Drive with Sparks.
Hope you know that I'm happy to see you.
And that was Cover Drive with Sparks. So we're talking fireworks, of course. So I only found out a couple of weeks ago that there is a particular firework that you used to get called a jumping jack flash, where what you would do, obviously you'd light it and put it down and it would just start to sort of pop and bounce all over the floor. It sounds a little bit terrifying, but there happens to be a song with it. I've also got a sneaky joke for you too. So I have a friend who I gave an unnecessarily large rocket to this year. Yeah, he's now over the moon. And that was the Rolling Stones with Jumpin' Jack Flash. And we're talking fireworks. It's Rebecca here with something a little different. I've just hit my elbow on the desk and that really hurts. So I'm just going to give you a quick weather update looking on to this week. Obviously, November the 5th is tomorrow. And so far, it's looking like it's going to be a wet one all day. And it is going to dry up in the evening. So if you are having your fireworks then or going to go see a display, some may be cancelled due to the poor ground conditions. Please do look those up. We have local events up on our website, and we'll hopefully have time to read through those in a bit. Then Wednesday, it's just looking cloudy, high of 7 degrees, a little bit breezy, chance of rain. On Thursday, well, let's just skip to Saturday because we're more likely to have displays on Saturdays, aren't we? It is looking like it's going to be raining on us while we're enjoying our fireworks, unfortunately. Possibility of a bit of a drizzle and a bit of a wind. As I say, do check if your events are still happening or whether they need to be cancelled for health and safety reasons. Now, I can't be talking about fireworks without playing this next song, but I just wanted to slip in another joke before I did that. So, hey guys, what do you call a duck who likes to watch fireworks? A firecracker. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's Queen with Flash.
Bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
Well, I, for one, had never heard the intro before. That was Queen with Flash.
For God's sake, strap yourselves down!
Feel good songs all day long. This is Tempo FM.
And you are here with Rebecca at 107.4 Tempo FM. I'm just going to go over the local fireworks events that are coming up. So, Tuesday, 5th of November, that's tomorrow. The Bonfire and Fireworks display at Longmarston Village Hall is happening. £4 for adults, £2 for children, or £10 for a family ticket. There is parking available on site. Gates open at 5, bonfire lit at 6, fireworks at 7. No sparklers allowed. Tuesday, 5th of November, again tomorrow, the Tockwith and District annual bonfire and firework display has been cancelled due to bad weather. So if you are hoping to go to that one, it has been cancelled. On to another firework display, Friday the 8th, that's this Friday, Collingham and Linton bonfire and firework display at Collingham Scout Hut by Collingham Methodist Church. Can you get it in Collingham? Gates open at 6:30, bonfire is lit at 7, fireworks are at 7:30. So you might be able to go to one elsewhere where the fireworks start at 7 and then come for more fireworks at 7:30. £5 an adult, children under 16 at just £1. There are more local events happening. Those are just the ones of fireworks and bonfire nights at tempofm.co.uk/local events. So, why do we have a bonfire night? Well, let me tell you a story. It is a story about a Roman Catholic revolutionary called Guy Fawkes, who thought it would be a good idea, with 12 of his friends in 1605, to blow up the king. King James I was rumoured to hate Catholics, and they didn't like this. So 5th of November, it was the state opening of Parliament, where King James I was going to be there opening up with his family. So Guy Fawkes and 12 of his friends launched a plot. They rolled 36 barrels of gunpowder into a rented cellar underneath Parliament building. They did this all without being detected. It was all almost there, ready to go. Everything was going to go off without a hitch until one of the 13 decided to write to their brother-in-law, who was also a Catholic, who was a member of Parliament, to warn him not to go into Parliament that day. Unfortunately, this then triggered a search to find out what on earth was going on, and just as Guy Fawkes was about to light the fuse, he was caught. He was caught red-handed. He was then tortured for the names of his co-conspirators to the point where he couldn't even write his name. And then he was hung, drawn and quartered, all for trying to blow up the king. And that is why we now have Guy Fawkes on the top of our bonfire every year to remember what he did. And I think now it's time to go into another song. So here is James Blunt with Bonfire Heart.
Starts the spark in our bonfire hearts.
And that was James Blunt with Bonfire Heart. So hopefully we're not going to have any setting fire to the rain. And that is Adele, Set Fire to the Rain. I hope you've enjoyed the show today. Thank you all so much for listening. I've been Rebecca with something a little bit different here, talking about fireworks, bonfire night and all things sort of big, sparkly and makes lots of noise. You can of course now get silent fireworks, but we're now going to be moving on to the news.
107.